Can you hear me, Cherie?
Yes, I can, baby.
Awesome.
Thank
Now,
you.
You got to teach me about the framing. And
I was like, turn it sideways. I'm sitting here texting him, and I'm like, I was looking at your breasts. I was like, I don't want to see your chest. I want to see the face.
You got my face now?
Yes.
Because I don't want you to get these. Okay, let me stop.
What up? How you feel, man?
Courtney, how you doing, man?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm feeling good. Always good to meet a fellow baldy.
Yeah, been bald long time.
They don't. Well, mine just kind of happened over here recently, last couple of years or so. I just embraced it. I was trying to keep it in. Just my hairline just started to get away from me, and I just took it away.
How'd you lose yours? Because you don't want to know how I lost mine. Was it genetic?
They want me to. They try to make me believe it was genetic, but I don't really believe that because I've had the dreads and the braids and all that kind of stuff. So back in 2014, I think it was, a friend of mine came over to my apartment, and it was late, and I had a job interview the next day. So he came over and gave me a kitchen haircut, and he cut one spot too deep, and that one spot never grew back. So it just started to thin and thin and thin until I messed around and went to an event, and this fine girl, man, I'm talking about red bone, ponytail, black phone case on the side. She was like, you would look good bald. That was it. I haven't seen that girl since she gave me that compliment, though. But so I don't know if that's something I really should have done, but anyway.
Yeah, I lost mine for a girl too, cause I'm sure I'm older than you. Cherie will tell you about the 90s. In the 90s, they had like this thing you put the S curl kit in your hair.
Yeah, I had an S curl.
So I put like this thing called Hawaiian silk in my hair. I wanted to have good hair, and the thing is, I actually got a really nice grade of hair, but I wanted the real good hair. And so the girl, she asked me, said, "Ooh, your hair is pretty. What you got? What you mixed with?" And I told her I was mixed with Hawaiian. And so she was like, "I never knew that I was going to marry this girl." She was like, "Where the Hawaiian people in your family?" I'm like, yeah, if you look close enough, it never worked out. So I had to admit that I lied about that. But yeah.
You said that to your wife?
Yeah. And look, I didn't realize it was a perm, so I was putting perm in my hair every 2 weeks. I get a haircut. Shit was gone. Enough about me.
You know what? We done started this whole interview backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a man by the name of Brandon Scanavich on Cherie's World today. He happens to be my daughter's uncle. Hey. He happens to be a comedian, an actor, and he's also known in Hollywood as The Plug. In fact, he's so much so of The Plug, he has a company. And his company is called The Plug because he wants to help you live your dreams. Hey. Welcome to Cherie's World, Brandon.
Thank you so much, Cherie. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. So those that have been watching, if you did not know, now you know. Brandon is somewhat of a comedian. He got his start with Mr. Michael Blackson.
Hey,
that's true. That's true. Shout out to Mike. Mike don't answer the phone a lot these days, but that's another story.
He's real famous now. I know Mike too. Mike real famous. Maybe we can get him in Cherie's World one day.
Mike is a real thorough individual though. Back when a lot of people don't know, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee originally, and I play music. I've been a pianist for like 20 years, and I moved to California to pursue music. I don't know if anybody's ever really paid attention to shows like Tom and Jerry, but if you pay attention, then you know that Tom and Jerry, they never speak, but the music and their interactions with one another, that's what tells a story. So I had dreams of composing music for shows like that. That's what brought about my move to the West Coast. And I just gave stand-up a shot. And bumped into Blackson's manager one night, and the rest, as they say, is history. And I just began to go through the rounds and the loops of connecting and meeting people and trying a lot of different things, a lot of which failed and a lot of which I was able to, really grow and prosper with. So, and now I'm on Cherie's World. So that's one off the bucket list. I mean,
You made it to the big league now.
yeah, I'm in the big leagues. After this, I'm gonna go to Walmart, and if anybody gets an attitude with me at Walmart, like, you know what I just did? Do you know where I was? Do you know where I just was? No, you don't know. You gonna act like you don't know what I'm talking about? Okay. Yeah, okay.
He's so silly, but no, seriously, like, I need to know. He's from Memphis. How's your family? Is everybody safe in Tennessee? What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so so Memphis was really affected by that. That happened up in Rutherford County, which is like 3 hours from Memphis. So
Okay.
Memphis up in Nashville, the capital. So my people there, everybody's okay. It's just a lot of damages and stuff like that. So everybody's recovering well. It could have been a lot worse, so everybody's back on track, but that was crazy because it was sudden.
And what people don't know is Brandon is also a producer. And he be making things happen. Like, when I say the plug, like, he really the plug. He also the actor's plug. So not only is he introducing people who want an acting career to actors and bringing them out to places where you would never likely see them, like Memphis, he is also helping actors stay employed.
Hey.
I think that it's important, Cherie, because when I was growing up in Memphis, or North Mississippi, because I actually grew up and went to school in Mississippi. Now, Mississippi and Memphis is like saying, L.A. or Moreno Valley. It's the same stuff. It's across the street. But and when I was growing up, we never. And one thing that's been a really big factor for me is, like, talent development and like I said, putting people in certain rooms. And see, when I was in school, we would have never dreamed of having a celebrity or an actor come to see us in class or speak to us in the cafeteria. So all of those things that I never got to experience, when I got a chance to work in Hollywood, that was one of my dreams and desires, to make those things possible happen for people, because those are some of the things that never happened for me. And seeing a Cherie Johnson or whoever on TV, that's one thing, but it really kicks motivation and obsession up a whole nother notch when you're sitting in your third period math class and the Cherie Johnson walks through the door and tells you, hey, I was where you were. I wanted to act. I wanted to do this. And it really makes a difference. And I think people, especially in places where people are often sold a lot of dreams, because people, especially in this business, people can tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? They will tell you. They will tell you anything, and it sounds, and you will believe anything. So I'm really big on being authentic and really giving people an authentic experience, and and not selling a dream, but an authentic realization that dreams really can come true. I mean, I'm on Cherie's World.
He's so goofy. All I can do is sit here and look at him and giggle because
made it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Cherie's World. Like, they're gonna know this at Walmart in like an hour, man.
No, he's made it because he literally brings people into his cities. Like Wesley Jonathan, you just brought Wesley Jonathan out, right?
Yeah, and what's so funny about it is, like, okay, now I'm excited. So what's so funny about it is, when you bring people, like when Wesley and I when he came and we were headed to the venue, we were having a conversation about a series that he was getting ready to do with Vanessa Simmons, and a whole bunch, Darius McCray, a lot of people. So it's called Monogamy. And what was so funny was, a couple of months or a few months prior to Wesley coming to Memphis for me, Vanessa Simmons was a guest on my show, the Hollywood Kickback. So that was a great experience. Vanessa and I became really tight. And the point I'm making is, about relationships. It's like the industry is big, but it's small. So it's very important that to the best of your ability, that when you make these relationships, that you always make good on them, because you never know who knows who. You never know who can be a good vouch for you. And that was just one instance where I was, I was just recently out of a business situation with someone that he was currently working with. Shout out to Wesley. Wesley is an amazing, and he's one of the people like Cherie and a few others that really inspired me. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, Cherie granted me citizenship, uncle custodial rights of her daughter. She's my niece. She's plays soccer. Like, if you see her daughter do it's a certain soccer move that she does. I inspired that move.
He did in the backyard. He was teaching it to her.
I inspired that move. Now, I was out of breath after. I couldn't. I wasn't. It was that day and I was on my fitness journey, and I decided that day I was just gonna be fat because it's too much.
It's true. Uncle B checks in. Uncle B sends instructional videos when he can't make it. And she wants to call Uncle B and get him caught up on everything that happened.
Like that. That's my niece.
We appreciate Uncle B. Go ahead, Courtney.
What do you do? Like, you actually write, you do comedy. Do you actually like write the jokes and stuff?
Yeah, well, I haven't done comedy. I haven't performed in a while. Okay. I've been more into comedic writings as it pertains to comedic films and comedic dialogue, as far as short films and feature films and series pilots and stuff like that, because I feel like, as someone who has toured professionally in comedy, you can really take away from what's happened on the stage, and not even just on the stage. People understand, like, comedians, their lives is how they work. So the things Kevin Hart experiences on a daily, with his children, the mother of his children, his wife, okay, I don't want to get into that. But with anybody, it's about taking the funny and finding the funny in it. You know what I mean? So it's bigger than writing a joke. You've never experienced anything. I'll give you an example. So I think it was last year sometime, Mason Pryor, who is the son of Richard Pryor, he did the Apollo, and he was booed at the Apollo. Okay? Now, he was booed because he was trying so hard to be Richard. Yeah. Okay? He was trying so hard to be his dad. So Corey Holcomb did an interview, and Corey said, and I agree with this, Corey said he should spend less time trying to be his dad and talk about this messed up stuff that like the fact that your dad only met you until he didn't meet you until you was like 14 or 15. Yeah. Finding that real life stuff and making it funny. I mean, Richard Pryor has been here and now he's gone. You look like Pryor, but we know you're not. We know you're not your dad. You know what I'm saying? And that is so relevant to anything. And that's why, like, I tell my acting students, like when a couple of them found that I knew Cherie, they was like, "Can you send me some videos on Cherie Johnson? I want to." They was going back looking at Family Matter rerun and stuff. And when they got to class, I knew who they was looking at. I was like, stop trying to be Cherie, okay? Okay? You're not Cherie. You're not Waldo. If I wanted Cherie, I'll go hire Cherie, which is another conversation. But
really, that's an honor, though. Really, your students went and looked me up?
That's not good. Don't congratulate that, because
no, that's kind of cool, though. That's an honor to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great honor, but see, I don't want them to emulate you. They could, as an actress, I don't mind them taking away or observing or taking notes from your chops, but don't come to this set acting like you on Family Matters, because I'm going to notice. It's going to be a problem, So that is a compliment for you.
I need to
But,
take my craft a little bit more serious if people are gonna like, you know, do the things that I do.
Hey, Brandon. No,
Yeah.
now that you know Cherie. Now that for me, don't you think Cherie deserves a lot more credit for playing that role, Maxine? Because that's clearly not who she is.
You want me to be? Wait a minute. What do you mean? She deserves, like, from the, like,